Dear students, in the last classes we have discussed about the data transfer instruction set and arithmetic instruction set of 8086 microprocessor. In this class we are going to discuss about the third type of instructions, which are bit manipulation instructions or logical instructions. In logical instruction we perform operations like AND, OR, XOR, NOT, or shift, rotate, these kind of operations, logical operations. Now first we will discuss shift and rotate instructions. So there are few shift and rotate instructions in 8086 microprocessor which are available. SHL, SAL. SHL is the logical shift left and SAL is the shift arithmetic left. What is the difference between logical and arithmetic shift? This I will explain in the next slide. SHR and SAR, shift logical right, shift arithmetic right. So here is the difference. If there is arithmetic shift, then A will be there. SAL and SAR for arithmetic shift left or right. SHL and SHR for logical shift left or right. There are four instructions more: ROL, ROR, RCL, RCR, rotate left, rotate right, left with carry, rotate right with carry. These instructions are similar to the instructions which we have studied in 8085 microprocessor. The name of instructions was different: RAL, RAR, RLC, RC. So, but the functioning of these four instructions are exactly similar to 8085 in those four rotate instructions. The difference may be then we can use 16-bit number also here in 8086 microprocessor. Another difference is 8085 and 8086 rotate instructions is that in 8085 instruction, by default rotate operation is performed on accumulator content only. In case of RLC we were using, and then RLC is sufficient in itself because RLC will rotate the accumulator content left by 1 bit by default the accumulator content. But in this 8086 we can rotate, and we can rotate any content which we required in any source. The source can be a memory location, source can be any general purpose register here we can use. Another difference is that in case of RLC or RAR of 8085, only 1 bit shift was there. Here we are having a provision. We can have, by writing only one instruction, RCL, we can rotate the bits 4 times or 1 time. This we will discuss later, how this can be performed. Now, next is the difference between the logical and arithmetic shift. The logical shift means if we shift 1 time, 1 bit, for example, this is a 8-bit number. If we shift it right, this is the example of right shift. If we shift it right, then LSB of this number will store in carry flag, and remaining bits will shift their position by 1 bit only. Then this particular bit will become empty. Now this will become blank, then this will be replaced by 0. For example, if we shift 4 times to the right, then initial 4 bits will become blank. These blank shifts are filled by 0, 0, 0 only in case of logical shift. While in case of arithmetic shift, if we are shifting it 1 bit by 1 bit only, then this blank bit will be replaced by the sign bit. Sign bit can be a 1 or 0 of the source. If it was 1, then this will be replaced by 1. If it was 0, then it will be replaced by 0. For example, if we shift the number 4 times, arithmetic shift the number 4 times, then these 4 bits will be 1 if D7 bit of the source was 1. If D7 bit of the source was 0, and means MSB of the source was 0, then these 4 bits will be filled by 0 only. This is the difference between arithmetic shift and the logical. In case of logical, always blank bits will be filled by 0 only. While in case of arithmetic, all bits will be filled by sign bit. Sign bit is always the MSB of the number. This is the difference. Now, next is the uh, example of shift SHL. SHL was shift logical left. Now, shift in case of shift logical left, if this is the 8-bit number, we will move towards this side, left side. So shift bit by bits of byte or word. If we can use 8-bit number to shift, or we can use 16-bit number to shift. If we are operating on 8-bit, we can use AL, AH, BH, BL, any 8-bit register of 8086, any general purpose 8-bit register. And here we are having this count also. So for example, if we are shifting it one time only, then we can write here 1. Or if we want to shift it more than one time, then the count is always stored in CL register. So for example, we want that our number should be shifted by should be shifted 4 times. Then we need to save 4 in CL register before executing this instruction. So CL holds the count of the number. CL register holds the count of the number. If we either we should write CL or we can write 1 here. This is showing immediate 8-bit number, means here we need to write 01. For example is SHL. Any register or any memory location number can be shifted. Here, for example, I can take any 8-bit number. If the difference is here, by default, it is not required that it will perform accumulator operation. It can perform in any register. For example, if I have assumed BL register with this 01H, means this will shift left, logical shift left the content of BL. The content of BL will be shifted left only one time, because here we have mentioned 01. So the blank number will be replaced by 0, as I have already explained that in logical shift, the blank bits are replaced by 0 only, while in case of arithmetic shift, blank bits filled by either 0 or 1 depending on the MSB of the source. Now, this is another instruction, SHR. So what is the difference between SHL and SHR? SHR will shift the bits in right direction, and the bit will be stored in carry flag. Means the status of the carry flag will be affected by using these instructions. Now again, in the similar way, count can be 1 or count can be any number. 4 can be there. If we want to shift it 8 times, 8 can be there, any number, which should be stored in CL if it is other than 1. Now, for example, in this case, we have used DL, move DL, comma 80. Next means after execution of this move instruction, what will be the content of DL? It is convenient to understand 8-bit operation. That's why I am considering 8-bit operation. But the similar logic will be behind the 16-bit operations also. So let us assume our number is 1, or we can write here it 1 0 0 0 8 0, and 8 is 1000, and 0 can be written by 4 times 0 in hexadecimal. Now if we perform this operation, then this 0 will come out and will be shifted to carry flag. If we shift it one time, it will be shifted to carry flag, and every bit will change its position by 1 bit only. So in similar way, this 1 will come to this position. So after shifting this number, what will be the result? The result will be, this will become 0, this 0, 0 after this operation, shift operation. And This will remain blank. Blank means it will replace it by 0 only. So what will be the new number which is stored in DL now? If we say what will be the result of this operation, then this will become 40H. Now, there is one question, why we use shift operation? Basically, these can be used for fast multiplication. If we know that we need to multiply or divide the number by the power of 2 raised to the power n, then we go for shift operation. Shift right means it will divide the number by 2 raised to the power n. Here n means 1 only. So it will divide the number by 2, which is clear from the last example. And if we use SHL means left shift. For the same number, if we use SH shift left, then it will multiply the number by 2. So shift operations are basically used for fast multiplication. Now, next instruction. SAR. SAR and SAL are arithmetic right and arithmetic left shifts. Now the operation will remain same. For example, here we have number this minus 80. Minus 80 means what? The number is negative. Then it will preserve the symbol. For example, 80 can be written like this. Now after this operation shift arithmetic right, then result will be bit by bit shift 0, and now here this will be copied. This will be copied. So this will show that the number is negative and the result is 40. So result is minus 4. So this is the difference between the logical and arithmetic. In arithmetic shift, the sign of the number is preserved. If the number is negative, then the sign will be preserved. And remaining operation will be same, that MSB will be replaced by the only by sign bit of the number. Similarly, next instructions are rotate instructions. So now we should know the difference between the shift instructions and rotate instructions. In shift instructions, the blank bits was filled by either 0 or by MSB of the bit. If it was the arithmetic shift, the MSB was copied. For example, one more example I will take here. For example, in this case, I want to shift the number 4 times. In that case, I need to write the instruction, this instruction. First is the move instruction, then S H R D L, comma CL, where before this instruction I need to mention the content of CL. Move CL. If I want to shift it 4 times, then I need to write it here 04H, or if I want to shift it 2 times, then I can write 02, or any count I can mention. While in case of 8085 microprocessor, when we were used rotate instruction, and if we want to rotate the number by 4 bits, then we need to write rotate instruction 4 times in the program. While in this case, we can write only 1 time and we can mention the count value. Now after execution of this will shift the numbers 4 times, then produce the final result, which will be stored in the destination, this DL only. Now we will discuss rotate instructions. First rotate instruction which I am going to discuss is ROL, destination and count. This is the format of this instruction. ROL means to rotate the bits left, and there will be one more instruction for shifting left. Now ROL is without carry. ROL is this bit will be stored in the carry, and this MSB will D7 will become D0 of the number. While in another case of rotate instruction, then the rotate is performed through carry. This is without carry. ROL is without carry. This we need to take care of. ROL means without carry. Rotate bits of byte or word. It rotate in left direction, means MSB to LSB will be filled. For example, we can take an example. Here, move AL with this number. Means AL content will be 11111. This is written in binary. That's why B symbol is used here. We can write. We mostly write it in hexadecimal. If it was hexadecimal, we may write AL comma F0H. Both the numbers are same. Now here we have written ROL AL comma 1, means it will shift left by one position only. And after the execution of this instruction, if we shift it like left 1 1 1 1 4 times 0. After execution of ROL AL comma 1, this 1 will be shifted to carry, means after execution of this instruction, carry flag bit value will be changed. It will be become 1. Flags are affected in these instructions. Carry flag is the most important flag. Now this bit will become this. One bit left we are performing like this, and this one will goes to fill this position. So now we can get the difference between the shift operation and the rotate operation. In case of shift operation, this was filled by 0 only. In the case of logical shift, this was filled by 0 only, while in this case we are shifting it by 1 because the value of this MSB is 1. So after one shift we will have the value, this one will go this side, this one will go this side, then we will have this result 1 1 1, 4 times 0 and 1. Now if we perform 4 times shift to this number, then what will happen? This will, we can solve and find out. 3 means 0 0 1 1. F means 4 times 1. Now if we shift it left ROL by using ROL instruction, if we shift it one time, then the result will be 0. After one shift, the number will become, this 0 will come here, this 1 will come here, 1 1 1 1 1 1, and this 0 will come to LSB. This is the result after one shift. In similar way, we can perform this shift 4 times. In next shift, and the carry will be 0. This we need to take care of, carry will be 0. Now in the next shift, what will be the result? This bit will come here, means 1 1 1 1, and this 0 will come here, and this 0 will fill the LSB and carry flag. Now this is the result after second shift. Again, if we shift, then because we have taken the value of count as 4, again we need to shift it one time, means this bit will be shifted here 1 1, this one will come here, this one will come here, this one will come here, and this one will come here. Now this 0 will come here, this 0 will come here, and this MSB will go to carry flag and will come to LSB. Sorry, here it is 1. Now we have shifted 3 times. Well, now we need to shift it one more time. Then what will be the effect? Because we have taken the count value as 4. Now in next step, this one will come here, 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 and this 0 will fill this place. This 0 will fill this place. This 1 will come here, and this one will go to carry, and this will go to this place. Means 1. Now this is what? This is F3. 1, 1, 1, 1 is F and 3, this number. The final result of DL will be F3. This is binary 3. This is binary, hexadecimal F3. So this is the operation. If this is clear, then remaining instruction will be clear easily. So this was the ROL. Next is ROR. Similarly, we can perform rotate right operation without carry. We need to take care of that it is through carry or without carry. Now it is without carry. We are shifting it in right direction, bit like this. Arrow is showing. Here arrow is given. So this kind of question can come. Then what will be the result after this instruction? Then we need to calculate it. Next instruction through carry flag. Then result will be different. If the rotation operation is clear to us, then these 4 instruction will be easily understand. Now in this, in earlier case, what was the case was, in earlier case, we were shifting without carry, means the MSB, yeah, or the bit which was coming out from the register was forming the blank bit. But in this case, the bit coming from the carry flag will fill the blank bit. For case of RCR, this is the rotate right through carry. Then if this carry flag will be filled in this B7, bit 7. Again, this format is familiar to us. Destination can be a register or can be a memory. Here count value can be 1 for this example, and count value can be stored in the CL register. RCL is the rotate through carry to left direction. In this example, the bit, this D0 bit, yeah, or B0 bit is filled by the carry value. Now the result will be different. Here we can check this by using these sets of instructions. So these are the basically shift and rotate instructions. Next type of instruction set is string manipulation instructions. Strings, basically what is a string? A string means sequence of bytes or words stored in consecutive memory location. What we can do with the string, we can move string from one block of memory to another block of memory. We can compare the string. We can scan means we compare each byte of the string with accumulator content. That means scan. In case of string instruction, these instructions are end with S or SB or SW. SW refers to the byte operation. SW refers to the 16-bit operation, means word operations. So during the flag class, I have explained about the different conditional and control flags. There was one flag which was known as DF flag. DF flag means direction flag. If we are performing operation in incremented way, means then direction flag will be 0. If we are performing in decrement way, means we are moving from higher address to lower address, then means decremented, then direction flag is 1. This is the example CMPS destination source. This is the format in which this instruction should be written. It compares the string byte or word. CMPS is for compare the string. In comparison, we can get the result in the form of flags. The status of the flags, if it depends on the two numbers are greater or equal or less than. SCAS string means it scans the string, it compares the string with byte in AL. If we are performing byte operation, then it will compare the number in AL. If we are performing word operation, then it will compare each word of the string will be compared with accumulator, and then result will be produced. Move S, move SB, or move SW means same. We can move the block of bytes or block of words to another segment. By default, data segment and destination string, these SI and DI store the offset values of the source and destination in index respectively. Repeat instruction. Repeat is itself not a complete instruction. It is basically the prefix of the instruction. If we write repeat, then it will repeat the operation until the counter CX becomes 0. It is used in as like in loop. Now next is the processor status control instructions. Processor status control instruction means processor status is reflected by the flag. As we have already discussed that there is a processor status word which is flag. So the status of the processor is shown by or reflected by the flag of the microprocessor. Then STC is there. These instructions mainly use commonly used implied addressing mode, because in implied addressing mode there is no need to specify the operand. Now STC means what? STC will set the carry flag to 1. CLC is clear the flag, and so on. Control transfer instructions are there. Control transfer instruction means if the programmer don't want to execute the consecutive instruction, then they can define which instruction to be executed from anywhere else in the within the program. Then we can use jump instruction. If we want to execute any subroutine, then we can use call and return. So we can have two kinds of jumps: conditional jump and unconditional jump. So in unconditional jumps means processor don't need to check the status of any flag. It will, if it is written as jump with some address location, then it will not check the status of any flag. It will directly jump the execution from that particular address to another address. Call and return are similar as we have used in 8085 microprocessor. There is only difference in format only. The call instruction, the instruction is used to call a subroutine. Means this I have already explained earlier in many classes. For example, a program is, we know that program is written as sequence of instructions in consecutive memory location. For example, we are executing these instructions and suddenly call comes. Call should have some number with it because at this memory location the transfer will the control will be transferred. So after getting this call will hold the address of any subroutine which is written anywhere else in the memory. For example, here subroutine is written. This is a subroutine. So to this address should be mentioned. Then control of this uh, program means execute after this. If call was not there, then it will execute consecutive instructions only. If the call occurs, then IP value will be changed, instruction pointer value will be changed, and it will execute this sequence, which is written in the form of subroutine anywhere else in the memory. And after, always if we write the subroutine always end with the return instruction. RET means by default where the main program execution was left, the execution will perform from here only. It will return to the main program and start executing the instructions. So this is the call. So destination address must be there. Return is return instruction has no source or destination. It is complete in it itself. Means after every subroutine at the end, return should be there. Then it returns the control from procedure or subroutine to calling program. Calling program was the main program, this main program. Every call instruction should have a return. Means every subroutine should end up with the return so that control should be transferred to the main program finally. Jump instructions are there. Jump instruction is unconditional. Even call and return was unconditional. If these instruction arrives, then processor will not going to check any condition. It will transfer the control. While JXX is not any instruction exactly. Here some condition is there. XX define that some flag condition is there that should be checked before the control or before the transfer of the control. Means and the difference between call and jump instruction is that in call instructions are used for subroutine. Means if we are executing main program, then the control will be transferred to the subroutine program, while jump or these J instructions, conditional jump or unconditional jump, are used within the program only. These are used within the program, within the main program only. From one look, for example, if the program is written here, suddenly jump instruction is written here, then in place of executing next instruction, it will directly execute that particular instruction whose address is given with this instruction. For example, 2000H is there, then it will go to 2000H. Any location is can be mentioned here. It can jump to in forward direction or it can jump in backward direction also. Depending on the requirement of the program, it can be there. JXX is the conditional jump or conditional flags are used. Flags are used basically for these kind of instructions. This will be more clear in the next slide. JXX is not any particular instruction. Basically, XX shows here some flag condition should be there. Like this. JXX means JA can be there, jump if above. JA even jump if above or equal. Jump if above means it will check the number is greater or not. If it is greater, then only check. We know that the number is greater, then carry flag and zero flag are zero. Above or equal means it will not check the condition of zero flag, because in case of equal, zero flag is set. In the similar way, these are the different conditions for which it can check. Last set of instruction are control transfer instructions. Control transfer instructions